Hi all, today we can discuss about complex variables, particularly about analytic function. In many physical problems, it is convenient to use the complex expressions. In physics, mechanics, electricity, we have seen that in Fourier series, it was very easy to use the complex expressions. Because the facts and theorems of these complex functions are easy to handle. Also, it gives a better understanding of the problems and hence an easy method of finding the solutions. So, about a complex number is expressing as z is equal to x plus iy, where x is the real part of this complex number and y is the imaginary part. And in an xy plane, we can see that this x-axis is the real axis and y-axis we are considering as the imaginary axis. Then the point P, this is the point P, x, y, that means this complex number is x plus iy. Then this from the origin, if we are taking this distance, this will be the modulus of this complex number and definitely it will be root of x square plus y square. Let this r makes an angle theta with the x-axis. So this x is equal to r cos theta and y is equal to r sin theta. Therefore, this theta can be find out as dividing these equations. Therefore, we will get this tan theta as y by x and theta is equal to tan inverse y by x. So this is known as the argument of this complex number. And if we are expressing a complex number in polar form, how can we represent xz is equal to x plus iy? So x equal to r cos theta and y is equal to r sin theta. That means r into cos theta plus I sin theta. Okay, so this is equal to r. What is cos theta plus sin theta? E raised to I theta. So this is the polar form of a complex number. Okay, so z is equal to x plus iy is the complex number. If we are taking the complex conjugate, what will be that? That will be x minus iy. Okay, that will be x minus iy. That is, if we are taking in the negative axis, this is xy. The complex conjugate will be, what will be that? That is x minus y. Okay, so if you are considering a point like this, that will be the complex conjugate. Now we can see the function of a complex number. That is, if we are taking a function f of z is equal to, for example, we are considering z square. So what will be that? Z is equal to, we know, x plus iy. So z square will be x plus iy square. That is x square plus I square y square plus 2x iy. That is x square minus y square. I square is minus 1 minus y square plus I into 2xy. So this function of this complex variable has two parts. This is a real part. This real part we are expressing as u, and this is imaginary part. The imaginary part we are expressing by the term v. So this function of the complex variable f of z is equal to u plus iv. So here we can see that the real part is a function of x and y, and also this imaginary part is a function of x and y. So we can write here u of x and y and v of x and y. If in this function of complex variable, if to each value of z, if it only corresponds to one value of f of z, then we can say that this function is single valued function. What is the meaning of single valued function? To each value of z, if only there is one value of f of z, then it is known as the single valued function. Otherwise, if there are many values for this function, to each value of z, then it is known as the many valued function or multiple valued functions. Now, if a single valued function we are considering, and if we are taking the derivative of this function, okay, if we are considering a single valued function and the derivative we are taking, what will be that? That is f dash z is equal to we can write it as df by dz. It is equal to, what is the meaning of derivative of a function? We are writing it as limit delta z tends to 0, delta f divided by delta z. What is this delta f? Delta f means limit delta z tends to 0. Delta f means the f of z plus delta z minus f of z divided by delta z. Okay. In this example itself, f of z equal to z square, what will be f dash z if we are using this expression? That will be limit delta z tends to 0. Okay, what is our f of z here? F of z is equal to z square. So what will be that? That is f of z plus delta z. So here z will replace by z plus delta z all square minus, what is f of z? Z square divided by delta z. Okay, so what is that? Limit delta z tends to 0, z square plus delta z square plus 2z delta z minus z square divided by delta z, where this z square will cancel, and we are getting this as limit delta z tends to 0, delta z square by delta z. What is that? Delta z. So when this delta z tends to 0, what that term will become? That is 0 plus 2z into delta z by delta z is cancelled. So what is the function derivative of this function? 2z. That is, this function f of z is equal to z square complex number is differentiable. Okay, so if such functions that is differentiable in a domain D, we can say that that function is analytic in that domain. We can see more about these analytic functions and what are the conditions required for a function to be analytic. Okay. So a function that is single valued and differentiable at all points in a domain T said to be analytic in that domain. So we can see what are the necessary and sufficient conditions for a function to be analytic. So we can consider the function f of z is equal to u plus iv. If it is to be analytic, the first main condition is that both real single valued function u and v must have continuous first order partial derivatives. That is, here u is a function of x and y and v is a function of x and y. So if we are taking the partial derivative of this u and v with respect to x and y, that must exist. That is the first main condition. And the second condition is that there should be some particular connection between these derivatives. This particular connection between the partial derivatives with respect to x and y of this u and v is known as the Cauchy Riemann equations. So the second condition is it must obey Cauchy Riemann equations. So we can see what are Cauchy Riemann equations. The first equation is dou u by dou x is equal to dou v by dou y. That is, the partial derivative of the real part with respect to x must be the partial derivative of the imaginary part with respect to y. And the second Cauchy Riemann equation is dou v by dou x is equal to minus dou u by dou y. So if a function is having continuous first order partial derivatives and these first order partial derivatives obey the Cauchy Riemann equations, we can say that this function is an analytic function. If you are considering the polar form, if we are considering the polar form, what will be this Cauchy Riemann equation? That is, we are using the expression x is equal to r cos theta, y is equal to r sin theta, and substituting in this, we will get, I am not going to the derivation, dou u by dou r. Therefore, instead of the here, it is the function of z is a u and v is a function of x and y. So in polar form, we are taking two independent variables, that is r and t. So dou u by dou r is equal to 1 by r dou v by dou theta, and the second Cauchy Riemann equation is dou v by dou r is equal to minus 1 by r dou u by dou theta. So these are the Cauchy Riemann equations in polar form. These are the Cauchy Riemann equation in x with respect to x and y. Okay. The most important relation of this result is that if we are differentiating these Cauchy Riemann equations with respect to two independent variables, there is a beautiful relation connection between them. So we can see that the first Cauchy Riemann equations we are differentiating with respect to x. Okay, we are differentiating with respect to x. We are getting dou square u by dou x square is equal to dou square v by dou x dou y. Here we are getting dou square v by, we are differentiating with respect to x. So this is dou x square is equal to minus, this is v. Okay, minus dou square u by dou x dou y. Now we are differentiating with respect to y, then we are getting dou square u by differentiation with respect to y is dou y dou x is equal to dou square v by differentiating with respect to y, it will gives dou y square. On the second Cauchy Riemann equation, if we are differentiating with respect to y, we are getting dou square v by dou y dou x is equal to minus dou square u by dou y square. Now we are adding the expressions, what we are getting. Okay, 3, 4. See, this is dou square u by dou x square. Here we have dou square u by dou y square. So when we are taking minus to this side, we can add equation 1 and 4. What we are getting? Dou square u by dou x square plus dou square v u by dou y square is equal to, this is dou square v by dou x dou y, here minus dou square v by dou y dou x. Okay, so both these terms are same. Dou square v by dou x by dou y is equal to dou square v by dou y by dou x. This is plus, this is minus, so what we are getting is 0. Again, if we are adding equation number 3 and equation number 2, we are getting dou square v by dou x square plus dou square v by dou y square. This is dou square u by dou y by dou x, that is minus dou square u by dou x by dou y, that is equal to 0. So what is the form of this equation? The second order differentiation with respect to x and again with respect to y, if you are taking the sum, that particular equation is known as the Laplace equation, that is dou square u by dou x square plus dou square u by dou y square is equal to 0 is known as the Laplace equation. So here we can see that the imaginary part and the real part of this function separately obeys the Laplace of equation, that is u and v obeys Laplace equation. Okay, so if a function which obeys the Laplace equation, such a function is known as harmonic function. A function which obeys Laplace equation is known as the harmonic function. So here we can see that on differentiating the Cauchy Riemann equations with respect to the independent variables, we can see that the real part and the imaginary part of the complex function obeys the Laplace equation. Therefore, this real part and imaginary part are separately harmonic functions. Okay. And again, if we can also call this v as the harmonic conjugate of, okay, this v as the harmonic conjugate of u. Okay, we can also say the v as the harmonic conjugate of. So we can do some questions based on this analytic function. Which of the following are the analytic functions? So for the first question is mod z. Okay. So what are the necessary and sufficient conditions for a function to be analytic? One is that it must have continuous first order partial derivative, that must exist. Second is that it must obey Cauchy Riemann equations. So first we can see the mod z. So what is actually mod z? Mod z is equal to root of x square plus y square. So if you are taking the real part u and v, what is this u? U is equal to the root of x square plus y square, that is the real part. And what is the imaginary part? There is no imaginary part. So if there is no imaginary part, what is the meaning of that? This dou v by dou x and this dou v by dou y do not exist. Okay, so the first condition itself it fails here, that is the first order partial derivative of this imaginary part with respect to x and y do not exist. So we can say that the mod z is not analytic. Okay. So second question is, what is that? Real part of Z. So what is the real part of Z? What is our Z? Z is equal to X plus IY. So real part of Z is equal to, what is that? X. Okay, so we got that U is equal to X, but there is no imaginary part V. So what is the meaning of that? That is dou V by dou X, dou V by dou Y, and also here this U is a function of X only. Therefore here dou U by dou Y, these three partial derivatives do not exist. So here also we can say that there is real part of Z is not analytic. Okay, if the question is imaginary part of Z, okay, that will, whether that is analytic? No. So what is Z raised to minus 1? It is equal to 1 by Z. That is 1 by X. Z is X plus IY. If in the denominator we have a complex number, what we are doing? We are multiplying that with the complex conjugate, both numerator and denominator. That is here X minus IY, here X minus IY. So what we are getting? That is X minus IY divided by X square minus I square Y square. That is A plus B into A minus B form. That what we are getting? That is X by X square plus Y square, because I square is minus 1, and here minus IY divided by X square plus Y square. Okay, so what is our real part there? This is our F of Z. So what is our real part? This is real part. This is imaginary part. So we can write U is equal to X by X square plus Y square, and what is imaginary part? Minus Y by X square plus Y square. So U and V there. So for next, what we have to find out? The first order differentiation derivative with respect to X and Y of this real and imaginary part. That is dou U by dou X. What is dou U by dou X? That is denominator into derivative of the numerator minus numerator into derivative of the denominator by denominator square. Okay, so this is equal to, what we are getting? X square plus Y square minus 2X square. That is we are getting Y square minus X square divided by X square plus Y square all square. And what about dou U by dou Y? That is equal to denominator X square plus Y square into derivative of numerator with respect to Y. There is no Y term, so that will be 0, minus numerator, that is X into derivative of denominator with respect to Y is 2Y divided by denominator square, that is X square plus Y square all square. Okay, that is minus 2XY by X square plus Y square. And here we can also take the derivative with respect to X and Y of this imaginary variable, that is dou V by dou X and dou V by dou Y. So what is dou V by dou X? Denominator into derivative of numerator, that is no X term there with respect to X, so that will be 0, minus numerator, that is minus Y divided by numerator into derivative of denominator with respect to X, that is 2X divided by denominator square, X square plus Y square whole square. This minus and minus, it becomes plus. Okay, and here dou V by dou Y is X square plus Y square into derivative of numerator is minus 1 minus numerator into derivative of denominator, that is 2Y divided by denominator square, that is X square plus Y square all square. So what we are getting here? Minus X square minus Y square plus 2 Y square, that is 2Y square minus Y square is Y square minus X square divided by X square plus Y square all square. So now what we have to check, both these all these derivatives exist, that is dou U by dou X, dou U by dou Y, dou V by dou X, dou V by dou Y exist. So first condition is sufficient. So next is that we have to check whether it obey Cauchy Riemann equations or not. So what are the Cauchy Riemann conditions? Dou U by dou X is equal to dou v by dou y, and dou v by dou x is equal to minus dou u by dou y. See this here, dou u by dou x is equal to y square minus x square plus y square whole square. Dou v by dou y is same. So it obeys the first Cauchy Riemann equations. The second Cauchy Riemann equation is minus dou v by dou x is equal to minus dou u by dou y. That is also here minus 2xy by x square plus y square all square. So this also exists. So the given function z raised to minus 1 is analytic. So the given question z raised to minus 1 is analytic. Okay. So we can see the next question. Okay, question number 4, sin z. So f of z is equal to, what is that? Sin z. So if you are writing in complex term, that is z equal to x plus iy. So it is in the form of sin a plus b. So what is expression for sin a plus b? Sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. That is sin a, this is b. So sin a cos b, that is cos iy, plus cos a, that is cos x, cos a sin b, that is sin iy. Okay, so sin x cos iy. If there is a I term, complex term with this variable, what we are, then the hyperbolic concept comes. The cos iy is cos hy. What is cos iy? Cos iy is cos hy plus cos x into sin iy. What is sin iy? I sin hy. That is here I comes and sin hy. Okay, so what we are getting, this function, real part is sin x cos hy, and the imaginary part v is equal to, what is the term with this I, that is cos x sin hy. So what next we have to do? We have to find out dou u by dou x, dou u by dou y, dou v by dou x, and dou v by dou y. Okay, so what is dou u by dou x? So this cos hy will be constant. Then we have to take the differentiation of sin s, that is equal to cos x. Okay, what is dou u by dou y? That is sin x will be constant, and cos hy differentiation is sin hy. Then what is dou v by dou x? That is sin hy is constant, and cos x derivative is minus sin x. And what is dou v by dou y? That is cos x is constant, sin hy derivative is cos hy. So all the four derivatives exist. So now we have to check whether it obeys Cauchy Riemann equations or not. Okay, so what is Cauchy Riemann equations? Dou u by dou x is equal to, so look here, dou u by dou x cos x cos hy. It is equal to, is it equal to dou v by dou y? Yes, it is also cos x by cos hy. So dou u by dou x is equal to dou v by dou y. And next one is dou v by dou x is equal to minus dou u by dou y. Is it? That is, here it is minus sin hy sin s, here it is plus sin x sin hy. So both these Cauchy Riemann equations is obeyed by this function. So we can say that sin z is analytic. So we can move to the last question of this section, that is log z. The last question is log z. If the question is in the logarithmic form, it is better to use the polar form. So what is the polar form of z? That is z is equal to r e raised to I theta. So what we are getting here, log r e raised to I theta. So that is log a b in the form. So what we can write here, log r plus log e raised to I theta. That is log r, this is exponential logarithm. So log r plus, what is the logarithmic of exponential? That is will be equal to I theta. Okay, so what we are getting here, it is equal to log r is u. Okay, u is equal to log r, and v is equal to, what will be our v? That is imaginary part, that will be theta. So from this we can, there is no need to find the differentiation. You can, it is clear that this u is a function of r only. Okay, what we require, these two coordinate r and theta. So dou u by dou theta do not exist. And here we can see that V is equal to theta, that is dou V by dou R not exist. Okay, so since these two derivatives are not exist, though that means the function log Z is not analytic. No need to check the Cauchy Riemann equation. The first condition itself fails, so this function is not analytic. Okay, so another thing is that using this Cauchy Riemann equations, very easily we can find out this real part or imaginary part if one is given. By solving the Cauchy Riemann equations, we can find out the imaginary part of that analytic function if the real part is given, or if we can find out the real part of the analytic function if imaginary part is given. We can see two questions. First question is, determine the real part of an analytic function f of z is equal to u plus iv, where v is equal to 6xy minus 5x plus 3. How can we find out? So here we can use the Cauchy Riemann equations, because already it is given the function is analytic. If the function is analytic, it must obey the Cauchy Riemann equations. So what is the given part, that is imaginary part? V is equal to 6xy minus 5x plus 3. In order to apply the Cauchy Riemann equations, we can differentiate the given imaginary part with respect to x and y, that is dou v by dou x and dou v by dou y. So what is dou v by dou x? That is here it is 6y and minus 5. Okay, what is dou v by dou y? That is 6x. Okay, so if you are using the Cauchy Riemann equations, okay, if you are using the Cauchy Riemann equations, what is Cauchy Riemann equation? Dou u by dou x is equal to dou v by dou y, and dou v by dou x is equal to minus dou u by dou y. So what we have to find out? We have to find out the real part, that is the u we have to find out. So what we have to do is that first we must take the total derivative of u. Okay, so what will be the total derivative of u there? That is du is equal to, how can we write that? Dou u by dou x into dx plus dou u by dou y into dy. Okay, now we apply the Cauchy Riemann equations there. That is here we can apply the Cauchy Riemann equation. So what we are getting, this is equal to dou u by dou x is dou v by dou y into dx plus dou u by dou y is minus dou v by dou x into dy. Now we can substitute here. Dou v by dou y is 6x, so 6x dx minus dou v by dou x, that is minus 6y minus 5 into dy. Okay, what we have to do now? We take the integration of this. So if we are integrating this, what we are getting? U is equal to integral du is equal to, then here integrate. So this is u is equal to, what is 6x integral? That is 6x square divided by 2 minus, here integration with respect to y. We can directly integrate, that is 6y square divided by 2 minus 5y. Okay, plus c, constant of integration. So what we are getting, that is u is equal to 3x square minus 3y square plus 5 plus c. See this. So in the analytic function, if one part is given, the other part can be easily find out using the Cauchy Riemann equations. The last question is, determine the imaginary part of an analytic function whose real part is x cubed minus 3. It is given. So, what is given here? U is equal to x cube minus 3xy square plus 3x square minus 3y square plus 1. And what we have to find out? We have to find out the imaginary part. What is v? So, what we have to do? We have to take the derivative of the given part with respect to x and y, then take which function we have to find out, real or imaginary part, take the total derivative of that part, and using the Cauchy Riemann equations we can find out it easily. That is, first we have to find out this derivative with respect to x, partial derivative with respect to x and y. So dou u by dou x is 3x square minus 3y square plus 6x. And what will be dou u by dou y? That is here 0, 0, that is minus 6xy. Now here it is minus 6y. Okay. So now what we have to do? Take total derivative of which part? Imaginary part. So that what we have to find out? V. So take total derivative of V. So what will be total derivative of dV? That is dV is equal to dou V by dou x into dx plus dou V by dou y into dV. Sorry, dy. Okay. So now we can apply which relations? Cauchy Riemann equations, conditions we can apply here. So what we are getting here? dV is equal to dou V by dou x. What is dou V by dou x? That is minus dou u by dou y into dx plus dou V by dou y. What is that? Dou u by dou x. According to the Cauchy Riemann equations, dou u by dou x is dou V by dou y into dy. Now it becomes dV is equal to minus dou u by dou y. What is dou u by dou y? Minus 6xy minus 6y. If you are taking the negative of that, what we are getting? 6xy plus 6y into dx plus dou u by dou x. What is dou u by dou x? 3x square minus 3y square plus 6x into what is that? Dy. Okay, so what is the next step? We have to integrate. Okay, so on integrating, so here we have to integrate, here we have to integrate, here also we have to integrate. So here we have to do it carefully because this is different integration with respect to x. Here this is integration with respect to y. X and y are two independent variables. So here this is a combination of x and y. Here also we can see the x term here and the integration with respect to y. So we can combine this. That is this 6xy dx and this 3x square dy. We can combine it as integral d of, this is 3x square, no? So this is 3x square with respect to y. So see this, what will be this? 3x square into dy plus second function y into derivative of with this one, that is 3x square derivative is 6x dx. Okay. Similarly, the combination is here 6y dx here, y is here, x is here. So this is 6y dx. Here we can see that here y, this is no, this is okay because this is y, this is y. We can integrate easily, but there is no problem with this term. But this is 6x dy. So we can combine this term and this 6x term, that is derivative of y dx, this is x dy, that is this is differential of xy, that is x into dy plus y into dx. Okay, 6 is there. Okay, see this 6 x dy plus 6 y dx and minus 3y square dy. Okay, so this is integral, this is integral, this is integral. So integral dv. So what we are getting? V is equal to, on differentiating this, on total differentiation, we are integrating, this will become 3x square y plus here 6 into the integration of d of xy is xy minus 3y square by 3, that is y cube by 3 will cancel. So this will be y cube plus constant of integration c. Okay, so while integrating we have to check whether it is a combination of both the independent variables, and we have to rearrange it accordingly and integrate that. Okay, so try more questions. All the best.